Craig, well, I mean, being back in the fold, are you surprised when did you kind of find out about that? Because obviously it's not been easy the last kind of 8-9 months for you.
Yeah, you just have to prepare as best you can. Obviously, it has been frustrating. There's no getting away from that. You prepare like you do always. You train as hard as you can, and you always give yourself the opportunity to be selected. And unfortunately, that hasn't happened for me in recent weeks. So, look, you can only control what you can control. The gaffers obviously said to me yesterday, "Look, I'm going to give you a game. You haven't played football as nearly as much as you want to, so just go out there and enjoy it." And yeah, I tried to enjoy it as best as I could.
And did you?
I did, yeah. It was just not, like I say. More than anything, it was just a relief of just what's mentally. It has been tough, and there's no getting away from that. So it's just nice to step on the football pitch again and do what you love, and playing goal, playing football,
and saving 3 penalties.
Yeah, saving 3 pens. Yeah, that's always a bonus. It was interesting because obviously before the game you obviously go through the pens and there was no pens on them. So
no.
Yeah, it was purely just a bit of guesswork tonight. Yeah.
I was going to say, but like, when you come up against players that are well known, I suppose, or at least within the divisions, there's some scouting. But like you say, you couldn't have done anything, could you?
No. I think sometimes that can work to your advantage. I think sometimes you can overanalyse penalties and ultimately they've got multiple different places they can put that ball, and you can sometimes get bogged down by, if he's gone so many places in a row, then he might go there again. And sometimes, yeah, like tonight, when you just go off instinct, it can work in your favour.
Is that a record for you?
Joint record, yeah. Joint record. I half thought if I can get 4, that'll top it. But yeah, I'll take 3. I'll take.
Yeah, the one who scored that was hit with some. I don't think you would want to get in the way of that, would you?
And he changed his mind as well. He said to me in the tunnel, he changed his mind last minute and just thought, I'll whack it down the middle.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like I say, it's a good run out for everyone. Minutes for everyone, and yeah, it's just an added bonus to win the shootout.
But you've done that before, 3 before.
Yeah, the last penalty shootout I had. Yeah, I saved 3 that time as well, and then yeah, it's nice to save 3 again tonight.
Let's hope for a FA Cup run and some penalty shootouts then, yeah? No
Yeah,
pressure.
Well, like I say, it's just like one step. I'm just trying to see it as one step at a time. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's nice to play again tonight. Hopefully, I can give the manager a headache now to start maybe considering putting me back in matchday squads. But at the same time, I'm happy with what I've done tonight. It was nice to get that monkey off my back in terms of playing games again, and then I'll just see what happens.
I mean, it has been a tough time for you, obviously. You mentioned that. You went to Stevenage. When you came back, did you think, I'm probably not getting back in? Did the manager at the time kind of talk about that?
Yes, the conversations were had at the end of the season. Ultimately, I've always backed myself. Always backed myself. Doesn't matter what anyone says might happen, won't happen. I'll always come back. I knew, obviously, the opportunity to come back here as I'm under contract, and that's what ultimately I did. I came back in the best shape I could, gave the best account of myself as I could, and ultimately the situation materialized like it did. I've done everything I possibly could as a pro, and ultimately sometimes it's not good enough.
Clean slate now, though.
Yeah, I think the manager said it from day one. Everyone, doesn't matter what the situation was before. It's a clean slate, and ultimately he will pick the team on what he feels is right and who's performing ultimately.
Okay.
How's it been under the new man? It feels like there's been an awful lot of change on and off the field, pretty much everywhere in the club, and he's just the latest change. Yeah,
like I say, what happened before, there was no malice there at all. Like, ultimately, Mike's moved on to Carlisle. We all wish him well. The new manager's come in. He said what he wants. He's got high standards of what he expects. Ultimately, he's come from a club that ultimately got promoted from this league last year, and that he's not expecting anything less. Like, that is the bare minimum this season, is to get promoted. So he's set his stall out early doors. He's let everyone know what he wants and the high standards he wants, and it's up to us now to deliver that as players.
How tough is it when you're a goalkeeper who's played a lot of games, who's been a regular in a lot of sides that you've been to? You were a regular here prior to the new year, and then just to not feature. How tough is it psychologically?
It's hard, but at the same time, it's one of them where you can only do what you can do. Ultimately, if you prepare right and you look after yourself and you give the best you can every single day and you look after yourself, you don't get injured, that's all you can do as a player. Ultimately, the rest of it is down to whoever the manager ultimately picks the team, and I'd like to think I did everything I possibly could to be available if selected, but the manager decided to do what he wanted to do and he felt was right.
Well, let's hope to see you in a few more games.
Thank you.
Cheers, mate.
Thank you.
Obviously, you got a view of their penalties that the Dons taking. A quick one of their composure for the three that were scored and MJ coming close as well.
Sorry?
So you were obviously up close to seeing the MK penalties taken as well. A quick word on there on the composure that you saw from them.
Yeah, good, really good. Obviously, MJ's obviously missed the target, but you can see what he's trying to do. He's just trying to hit it as hard as he can down the middle. And the rest of the lads that took their penalties really well. And ultimately, that's what's won us the game, hasn't it? You've got to score your penalties. It's all well and good saving them, but if the lads don't put the ball in the back of the net, you can't win a shootout.
A quick word as well on the conditions, because it would seem to be varying a bit between small rain and heavy rain throughout. Was it an interesting one?
Yeah, it was a typical, I would describe it as a wintry evening. Yeah, it was, I think it's been like that all day, to be honest. But I don't mind. It wasn't cold, and ultimately, there's nothing wrong with getting a bit wet and muddy in the game of football, is there?
We've also seen multiple academy players playing today. A quick one on their performance?
Yeah, really good. To be fair, since I've been at the football club, there is a lot of talent in the academy setup, and it is good as well that they integrate them into the first team environments. When games like this come along, they're not a stranger to it. They know exactly what's expected. The lads know each other, and they just fit in seamlessly.